Good evening and welcome to day 3 of the Healing Your Gut Challenge. So on day 1, we talked about leaky gut. Yesterday, which was day 2, we talked about healthy digestion. And today we're going to talk about a big one that I think a lot of people struggle with, which is sleep. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the clues around sleep. So if you cannot sleep between the hours of 12 and 2, typically that is actually because of blood sugar regulation issues. So if you're eating, let's say, a lot of, sugary snacks throughout the day, and your blood sugar is yin-yanging and you're not really balancing it, or you're not eating enough food during the day, maybe it's too low carb, so it could be the other extreme, you're not eating snacks properly, then you actually could have a blood sugar crash at between about 12 and 2. And so you might wake up a little bit panicky, you might not be able to sleep and you're not really sure why, but chances are that's because of a blood sugar issue. Blood sugar issues can also be because you are insulin resistant. So maybe you've been eating healthy for a long period of time, but your cells are not trusting your healthy eating because they've had a significant period of time of unhealthy eating. So you need to resensitize your insulin receptors. Okay, the second thing the second clue you can get from sleep is actually if you're waking up between the hours of 3 and 5. So if you wake up between the hours of 3 and 5, what that means is that you might have gut bugs. And this might sound really weird, but actually gut bugs are the most active at this point in the morning. So they're really, really active between 3 and 5. So if you're waking up nauseous or if you're waking up not feeling well, that's a really good clue that you need to have your gut tested. So I wonder if you wouldn't mind sharing with me if this has been an issue for you at all, if what time you wake up and what that's correlated to for you, if you notice like a bit of bloating and things like that. This can actually be worse. This sounds really weird, but it can be worse around the full moon. And that's just because your body has extra serotonin at that point in time. And so actually gut bugs can move around and mate. So oftentimes gut bugs will mate either during the full moon or the new moon. And so I think it's today, November 12th, is a full moon. So curious to know if your symptoms are getting worse at this period of time. So something to just watch. Typically, I haven't noticed when the full moon is, and then when I feel really crappy, I might check my phone and I'm like, oh, full moon. So it's just a cool thing to know. Okay, so one of the reasons why you're going to have sleep issues with both of those examples are because when we sleep, we need to produce melatonin, okay? And melatonin is primarily produced in the gut, which is very, very interesting. It's also produced in the pineal gland, and it basically tells the body that it's ready to go to sleep. The opposite of melatonin is cortisol, and cortisol is produced in response to stress. So if you are stressed out for whatever reason, whether it be you've had a tough day or whether it's hidden stressors like blood sugar imbalances and gut bugs, that's actually going to rise up your cortisol. And your cortisol could raise higher than the melatonin's able to kind of balance it out. And that's actually part of the reason why you are not sleeping, which can be very, very interesting. So there's several different ways to address this. Obviously, addressing the root cause, which is gut issues, and eating healthier are big ones. But the other ways that you can do this are by really getting a good sleep routine going. So some things that you can do for a sleep routine, make sure that you're not getting blue light. So I usually recommend people don't watch screens about an hour before bed. But if for some reason you need to watch a screen, a good hack is to wear blue light blocking glasses. So they're really sexy yellow glasses that you can wear to block the blue light. So that's going to really help you get a good amount of sleep. Okay, so that's one way that you can do it. You also maybe want to have a relaxing routine like taking a bath. You might want to make sure that your room is completely dark, and so that's going to tell your body or signal your body that it's time to go to sleep. Mattresses are another really big one. So mattresses can be super, super toxic, and that can actually prevent you from having a good night's sleep. If you have a toxic mattress, if you have a moldy mattress, that's another thing. And it usually kind of goes, people are just like, oh, the cheapest mattress, I got such a good deal. But your cheap mattress is filled with junk that's going to off gas in the middle of the night and cause some serious issues. So mattress is another thing you want to look at. Another strategy that I like to do is I like to have a weighted blanket on me. You also want to think about when you're eating before you go to bed. Because if you're eating too late in the evening, so let's say you're used to having a snack at like 9 o'clock at night, okay? And that calms your body down and you're into this routine. So what you're actually doing if you have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, so you have overgrowth of bacteria in your small intestine, is you're feeding it. And you need that empty stomach for your body to start clearing food out of your stomach. And so what happens at night is you need this period of time of no food in your stomach so you can get this nice wave, that's what that action was, of clearing out food from your stomach so that it's kind of like sweeping out the dirt. And if you don't have that happen, then you're actually going to encourage that overgrowth of that bacteria. And by doing that, you're going to make your gut issues worse. So definitely make sure that you're snacking before 8 o'clock at night. The other thing that people don't realize is a lot of people think, hey, Jody, I got 8 hours of sleep and that's great. But actually the time you go to bed matters. So between 10 and 12 is when your adrenal glands are going to be healing. And that is actually when you're going to want to go to bed. Okay, you're going to want to go to bed between that period of time so that you can heal your adrenal glands and you can heal your gut. So there are some beautiful, lovely plethora of sleep suggestions for you. So there can be a grab bag of things. This doesn't work for everyone. This is by no means exclusive. There's tons of other sleep options. So my strategy for you is actually to try out a sleep option and to let me know below how your sleep is doing, because I'm really curious to know what you're struggling with. Maybe I have some specific advice that I can give you. So write me below and let me know when you're waking up and what you struggle with in terms of sleep. Maybe you're getting up super early and waking up with a panic attack. Maybe your sleep is beautiful, or maybe you can't get out of bed, but I'd love to know what's going on. So the secret word for today, for day 3, is blue light. Okay, secret word is blue light. You're going to email that to support@healingjourneyservices.com. And just a reminder, what you win is 3 awesome months of free membership. So in my membership, you can run a ton of cool tests, including seeing what your cortisol levels are like. You can also run a lot of gut tests, and you get to meet some really awesome women and get support from me. And then you're also going to have the option to choose between a blender from Ninja, or you're going to have the option to get $75 at Amazon. So you don't have to have watched all the videos to participate. You can just send in whatever video you're watching, send it into that email. And I will see you tomorrow night at the same time.